Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you for joining me. Well, the Navy has come out with a video stating that, well, it's two individuals in the video actually stating that the Navy needs to learn how to use proper pronouns when it comes to referring to their comrades. Now, I'm going to go into detail in that because I'm going to read this article. It's a relatively short article. I want to read this article because I want you to get all the juicy bits out of this, because this shows a level of insanity that just blows my mind. But at the same time, I am not surprised. I believe that there's a deeper, darker, more nefarious plan here, but I also believe that this plan can be stopped. So let's get into this. Let's get into this article here. Let's get right into this. A newly released Navy training video teaches. Well, let me read that again. Let me start here. A newly released Navy training video teaches sailors to use the, quote, right pronouns, show that we're allies, and create a safe space for everybody, while instructing service members on how to proceed after having, quote, misgendered someone. So this is what they're focused on. Like, this is what our military is focused on, people. And let me say this as a disclaimer. I always say this in all of my videos when I talk about this subject. As a consenting adult, it is your right, your free will to engage in any type of activity in terms of your sexual preference. If that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be as a consenting adult. I have no problem with that. My argument is when you push it on our children. And my other argument is when you try to do this in the military, when you're pushing this kind of rhetoric in the military, when your attention should be on learning how to create good soldiers and sailors so that they could be able to fight in the battlefield. But I'm going to get into that a little later in detail. The official U.S. Navy video posted by Air Force Staff Sergeant John Vanessy, according to the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, begins with two rainbow-clad hosts, both Navy civilians, introducing their personal pronouns and announcing they are there to, quote, to talk about pronouns. And if you log on, if you Google www.breitbart.com and look up the heading for this article, you will see two of them. It's a male and a female. And they're sitting up here and they have on rainbow colors. And I can see in their eyes, it's just a darkness. It's a darkness there. It's just amazing. I believe that there's a spiritual undercurrent of this, but I'm not going to get into that in this video here. I'll do that. I'll do most of the spiritual talking on my Bible channel. Okay, you can log on to that. It's simply called Studying the Bible with Brother Bolin. If you want to know about the deeper, more profound elements of what's going on in our country, log on, go to Studying the Bible with Brother Bolin, and you'll find out. But the article goes on to say, using the right pronouns is a really simple way to affirm someone's identity, one host says. It is a signal of acceptance and respect. In order to go about creating a safe space for everyone, the host suggests using inclusive language. Instead of saying something like, hey guys, you can say, hey everyone, or hey team, he says. The other host then explains another way that we could show that we're allies and that we accept everybody, when she suggests including pronouns in our emails or when introducing oneself. If one I'm so sick of this, this mess. If one has, quote, misgendered another, she continues, correct yourself and move on, or you accept the correction and move on. So in other words, you're in the Navy, your attention has to be focused on using the right pronouns for someone who wants to change, their identity or whatever. And your focus as a sailor should be on learning how to use the proper pronouns. And if you mess up using the proper pronouns, learn how to correct that and move on. So now these sailors have to deal with not only the intensive training that it takes to be a sailor, but they also have to learn how to use the proper pronouns for someone who wants to change their identity in the Navy, I'm assuming here. This is totally out of hand, but I believe that this is a reason. I believe that this is by design, that the Marxist infiltrators have infiltrated every arena and every institution in our country for the purpose of destroying it and rebuilding it again into a communist. I'm going to keep saying that. I believe I've been studying it long enough to see basically that what I've been studying is actually coming to pass right before my eyes. It can be changed, though. It can be changed by voting the right people in office. And right now, what we have right now, who's the political party that is pushing this kind of agenda for the most part is the Democrats. They are the ones pushing it. That is not my opinion. That's a fact. So if anyone disagrees with that, then you deny reality, because that's a fact. Because I don't know too many Republicans or conservatives, for the most part, that's pushing this kind of radical agenda. I don't know of any. It may be some. If it is some, put it in the comment box below. I don't know of any. And if they claim to be Republicans or claim to be conservatives, they're lying. They're liars. They're rhinos. Just like somebody professing to be a Christian and their life doesn't line up with what the Bible says the Christian should be, if they're not living holy lives, then that makes me doubt whether or not they actually are a Christian. I can question that. So the same thing here, I can question any right or any person that's a conservative or claims to be a conservative or claims to be a Republican whose policies doesn't line up with the Republican or conservative platform. But right now, it is the Democrats that's pushing, the radical Democrats rather, let me be specific, the radical Democrats that is pushing this kind of rhetoric. And how I believe we can get them out is to vote the right people in office. And if possible, recall these people that's pushing this kind of stuff. Recall them. These people are pushing some things in this country that is designed to destroy this country. They're using the Hegelian dialectic. Create a problem, get a reaction, bring in the solution. Let me read a little bit more here. In response, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, radio host and former deputy assistant to former President Trump, called it the Navy's latest woke propaganda. What happened to our Navy, he asked in another tweet. And then the article goes on to say, here's an idea. Fire everyone in the Navy who puts pronouns in their email signature and focus on how to be better at war, wrote Republican Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw. For God's sake, stop this stupidity, he added. While China is building the world's largest Navy, including the launch of a super carrier last week, Democrats focus on gender studies and CRT training for our military. China must be petrified, wrote U.S. Representative Billy Long. The clip comes amid nationwide attempts at pandering to the LGBTQ plus community since the start of Pride Month. Earlier this month, the U.S. Marine Corps shared the celebratory image of a Marine helmet featuring rainbow bullets. And I'm going to stop the article right there. You can read the rest of that on your own. But yeah, it's an image of a Marine with a hat with rainbow bullets in it. I mean, I'm like, if our enemies, if China and others who don't like America looks at something like that, they're laughing. They're laughing their heads off because the military, our United States military, have been infiltrated by Marxist infiltrators and Marxist agitators, if you will, who are purposely trying to divide our country. I'm pretty sure that these Marxist agitators don't really believe in a lot of this stuff that they're pushing. Some of them do, but for the most part, their objective is to cause chaos, moral chaos, to break down law enforcement, to break down the military, to break down the society, the moral essence of the society, to confuse them. Create a problem, get a reaction, bring in the solution. The people that bring in the solution is the Marxist infiltrators that created the problem to begin with. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for it. They're the ones creating this stuff. But they can be stopped. They can be stopped. What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all, and see you again on another Black Conservative with Ryan Bowling.